You are now in the black box. Whoa. With Spider Loke, Most Easty, aka VJ Keyway, and the Google Gang. Let's go!
Snakewood and that Puzzle. Big shout out to my nigga SPI, Spider Loke. You know I'm in the black box. Had to come through, tap in, show love one time. Yeah, y'all make sure y'all subscribe. Stay tuned. All of that.
Jeter, gratitude is the attitude. The show is a blessing to be back in the black box as we blow us a session. The constant, continuous, consistent content creation campaign continues here in the black box. And we got Terrence Howard. Now, when you get brilliant brains, a lot of times, a lot of things will come across. Sometimes it's insane, borderline at least. And Terrence Howard recently has made some waves in the scientific world, mathematic world, that has caused some awe, some attention, and a lot of backlash from his peers, the experts. They tend to say he's off. However, the claims he's made today in regards to Diddy are shocking, but the precedent that he sets in the process of discussing this, it takes courage, and I want to give him a round of applause just for having the courage to speak out as a man in times like these before we get started. But with no further ado, let's see what Terrence Howard says Diddy has been up to on my mama and the industry in general.
You know, there's a short life in
why do you think that is? What the creative side is?
Well, because losing out money, you got to take drugs. You're going through so much shit to try and deal with life. You are literally, it's an unhealthy space. And so eventually you're going to go too far, you know? Who knows what happened to Philip? Who knows what he had to do in order to get to where he was at? There's a lot of things that people do that end up sitting and they can't get over it. And they got to keep getting high, hoping to get it out of their head, you know? But when you lose your man card, that's the only thing I can think of. You lose your damn man card.
What is that? What do you mean by that?
You give up your ability, your right to being a man. A man don't take it, a man gives it. So when you give up that man card, you don't get that back.
Are you saying what I think you're saying?
No, I'm saying what I'm saying. You don't get that back. You come into this world as a man one time. You give up that right for anything, for fear of being hurt, fear of somebody doing something, for wanting to gain something. When you give up that man card right, you lose some spiritual energy that has always been pushing through. Like if a woman gives up her womanly right of being a mother and taking care of her family and do all those things, when you give up those things, but when you give up your manhood, I've never seen somebody recover from it. That was all the people that went to the Puffy parties. That was all the people that did all those things thinking that there was never going to be a consequence for what they were doing. Get punked out and pimped out by some greater desire. You shouldn't have a greater desire than being a man. So I believe that's a big problem with a lot of the actors out there because they get fluid. And next thing you know, once you go fluid, it's gone. You don't have any foundation to pull yourself back from. So maintain your man card, no matter what.
Man, I mean, you know, one of the things you're seeing, you went to.
I find it extremely interesting how shocked the host is. He seems to agree from the inside of his spirit with what Terrence Howard is saying, but he lacks the courage to express any type of agreement. He was shocked at Terrence. He said, "Are you saying what I think you were saying?" And as he began to expound, he was extremely interested. He was focused on what he was saying. He didn't show physically any signs of resistance other than apprehension of being viewed the way Terrence Howard is going to be viewed after saying this. But he is a very vocal person. He takes very controversial stances on a lot of subjects, but not this one I see. Wow. That's interesting. Emasculating men left and right.
Whole different place.
Sorry.
No, I get it. So you see some guy struggling with.
See, that's the thing. He says he gets it. He gets it, but he will not elaborate. He would not add into the concept. He turns it and forms it into a question. So you see some guy struggling. He didn't say, you know what, I can relate. I see guys struggling. Look what he does. It's very deflective, but he's interested. He agrees, but he doesn't have the courage to say so. It doesn't seem so to me.
You see Bieber struggling with that. You see some of these guys struggling with that.
They can't get it out of their head. They can't get it out of their head. The things that they did, no matter how they did it, whether they were drunk or high or whatever, you gave up your man card. You need therapy. And that's the thing that hurts them the most. And so they end up on drugs, end up every way to try and get rid of any principles there are. And that's what the business does. And the women that trade their bodies to go and get the role, they get to the point where they have their Oscar, they have their money, but they don't have their dream. They don't have the soul that they started with. So it's like achieving don't mean anything.
The Bible says, what does it profit a man to gain the whole world, but to lose his soul? And it seems like that's what he's expressing, not even from a biblical standpoint, just from a philosophical, life, logical, practical standpoint. It just makes sense.
If I get all the Nobel Prizes from doing all of this, but in the process I have to trade out all of my integrity to do it so that they can stay in place, what benefit is that if I lose my integrity? You got to go in as a principal. And what we were brought in here as men.
That's why I said when you sticking to the script, it's a lonely road. On my mama, it's not going to be the most popular position, partner. Believe that.
We produce 1,500 sperm per heartbeat for a reason, because the aggression is necessary. You don't trade that in, no matter what.
Did you ever have the opportunity where you got invited and you said no to it?
Hell yeah.
What was the consequences when you said no?
Puffy invited me for weeks, asking me to come and teach him how to, wanted me to be his acting coach for a while. Go there and he's sitting around just looking. I'm like, okay, what's the material you want to work on? He's just looking at me. Then next thing you know, okay, hey, will you help me? I want to hear your music. So I come over there and I play the music. And he's sitting there just looking at me, like waiting. Okay. So
it's hard out here for, no, I'm just playing.
Then my assistant was like, he wants to hang out with you next week. And I was like, for what? He's like, I think he's trying to fuck you.
What the fuck?
Oh, my mama.
That's what my assistant said. And I was like, oh, okay. Now I get it. So now no more communication. Now you know to be hands off with somebody. A number of producers come in to make the approach, and you threaten to punch them in the mouth or threaten to knock their head off for talking to you like, or looking at you like you're a woman.
I also find it interesting and highly ironic that you have the soft smoke spoken. Apparently, someone you might assume would swing that way, Terrence Howard, responding to these type of advances in this fashion. But you have the Terry Crews, the more obviously intimidating, assumingly violent, muscular, aggressive-looking dude getting groped and felt on by producers and not saying nothing until years later. Wow, you can't judge a book by its cover. Oh, my mama.
When you approach a real man about his masculinity, you're going to get a real reaction back. It's a difference when a guy walks in a room and when a man walks into a room. And a man don't take the same things that a guy will accept. So always be the man in the room. And that's always been my whole thing, and have lost businesses because I don't bend over in that way. I don't compromise. I don't play gay roles. I don't kiss a man. I don't do that shit because the man card means everything.
On my mama, my last audition that my agent sent me, it was some old Puffy, shout out Diddy, squishy, feminine, just basically punk that I was supposed to, when I read the script, I'm like, "Cut, why you send me this? You?" He was like, "Oh, my bad, Loke. I didn't even look that far down. I just sent it when I saw the woo-doo." I'm like, "Yeah, I ain't finna do no." I ain't heard. That was years ago. I think during COVID, he ain't sent me nothing yet. Guess he finally figured out, yeah, Hollywood ain't for you, Loke. That window, that door done closed because that's so heavily saturated with that type of content. It's going to be extremely hard to avoid. Oh, my mama.
I had no idea we're going to go this direction with the podcast.
You hear him? He is impressed. He is in awe. He appreciates it. But all he can do is give Terrence his semi-props for the courage. He will not exercise any of the courage himself. I bet you he has like children that are males that he is glad his sons is hearing that message. Something of that nature.
This is absolute. But listen, we've talked about it. We've had a lot of the guys on to talk about this stuff. Are you done with Hollywood because of this specific reason?
I'm still working. I still, I haven't made the money necessary to do all of the other stuff. So I still have to go.
But let me say, like he's talked about it or they've talked about it. Perhaps he has made a bolder stance in the past, and he's just allowing Terrence to speak for himself. And I want to make it clear that may be the case, and then some of the things I said would not be on point. And if that's the case, I want to apologize for even suggesting that he was lacking courage. Maybe Terrence feels very comfortable expressing himself there because the host, as in the past, made that a comfortable place to be honest about these subjects. I don't want to rule that out as a possibility.
Go and do the Chitlin circuit. I still have to do the job that I need to, but eventually I've done what I set out to do, which was to redefine the universe.
Yeah, he finna get off into and I don't want y'all to lose focus on the points he made that I totally agree with by going into what he's about to talk about, because that's kind of controversial and it's gonna be up for question. But shout out for him just speaking on that subject. And like he said, once you get with that man card, you can't get it back. And I'm going to play this record because it got a line that say, one lesson I learned in the pen is when you lose your respect, you can't earn it again. Read between the lines, y'all.
We read between the lines. We read between the lines.
On the set, could've swore I had covered my bases. Ended up in court, had to fight a couple of cases. Crackers don't care when you come in them places. It be written on their faces. Them motherfuckers is racist. Fuck trial, shit tricky, give me the deal. I ain't never seen a real killer beat a pill. Shooter got a brighter future if he got a date. Behind the gate, lot of politics to tolerate. Sitting in the car, finna split a cigar. To my niggas on the yard, send my biggest regards. You don't wanna run it back, we already ran it. You landed flat on his back, cause I'm heavy-handed. Wanna catch another fade, we can follow up. But I ain't waiting all day, niggas squabble up. Gang and angle, got it all bottled up. Gang bangers, whole world follow us. Evil signs you believe, can you see the sign? Tell me who gon' lead the blind, why they lead the blind? Am I wrong, cause I'm all about me and mine? Niggas better catch on, read between the lines. Evil signs you believe, can you see the sign? Tell me who gon' lead the blind, why they lead the blind? Am I wrong, cause I'm all about me and mine? Niggas better catch on, read between the lines. Niggas clowns need to be in the circus. Putting these buzzers on the turf, they defeating the purpose. The first to return when the enemy serves. Immediately on ease, these weenies be nerve dedicated to a section that didn't deserve us. It turned us into murderers and then it deserted us. Number one lesson I learned in the pen is when you lose your respect, you can't earn it again. Smoke a lot, classified most faded. The loc won't be satisfied till all his folks made it. This Cabbage Patch where he caught most of the damage at. Perhaps he know a magic plastic surgeon that can manage that. Ask me, I'm just a product of my habitat. Narcotic habits where they quick to let you have it at. Nigga homie talking about he need half of that. I'm laughing at him as if my little bastard's having that. Evil signs you believe, can you see the sign? Tell me who gon' lead the blind, why they lead the blind? Am I wrong, cause I'm all about me and mine? Niggas better catch on, read between the lines. Evil signs you believe, can you see the sign? Tell me who gon' lead the blind, why they lead the blind? Am I wrong, cause I'm all about me and mine? Niggas better catch on, read between the lines.
Good net hustle. Big shout out to my nigga SPI, Spotter Low. You know I'm in the black box, had to come through, tap in, show love one time. Yeah, y'all make sure y'all subscribe. Stay tuned, all that.
It's the homie cook-up boss, goddammit, Cub Low. And y'all tuning in to the Wake and Bake Show with goddammit the homeboy Spider Low.
Here with SPI, the realest nigga in LA.
Spider this bitch!
My nigga is Spider Low. Spider Low, nigga.
Spider Low.
It's Spider Low.
Spider Low.
Spider Low.
Spider Low.
Spider Low, that's my nigga.
Spider Low. Spider Low.
Shout out to SPI, that motherfucking nigga.
Spider Low, Wake and Bake. Better keep it Google, nigga.
Loke is in LA somewhere doing what he's doing.
In the words of Spider Loke, on my mama's mama.
Spider Loke's gear. This is Bay Mac.
Nate Bud, C-Mac. Shout out my Loke, Spider Loke, huh? Nate Bud, on hood. It's a beautiful world. You fight me? Fight, quit.
Point blank, through no subliminal dissing. When I listen, I can tell you never been on no mission. Sticking to the script, don't care if I offend you. Neighborhood crib, the marathon
I overlook my competition, never seeing them. I done trained my mind that I'm going. You could tell by how I walk, talk, I'm a boss. A east side millionaire, homie, what you thought? My life is a movie. They can't get close to me. They mad cause they can't be. I'm everything that they wanna be, yeah.
You are now in the black box. Whoa! With Spider Loke, Most Easty, aka VJ Keyway, and the Google Gang.
Let's go!